come along while I spit Patron on this microphone. Watch out, I'm in the zone, worth for everything I own. Life is March Madness, one mistake, then you go. Yeah, I had a stroke, but your boy still rhyming. And fresh got locked, but the squad still wildin'. Catch me in any city in the hood, we grindin'.
The next topic we're going to discuss is Luis Ortiz. According to articles, Luis Ortiz accepts challenge from Dillian Whyte. And this article is from SB Nation, Bad Left Hook. And so if you go to the court, the quote from manager Jay Jimenez tells Sky Sports, I guess Dillian was calling his name and other names. And he reached to me and asked me, look, if it's true, I would like to step in the ring with him. That would be a great fight. I told him that I would find out. I think, yeah, that would be a great fight. Luis Ortiz would love to take that fight. I say January, February, Ortiz could be ready. So that's Jay Jimenez, Luis Ortiz manager, responding to Dillian Whyte's challenge, saying that he would love to fight Luis Ortiz. Says by January, February, Luis Ortiz would be ready for a fight with Dillian Whyte. When it comes to Dillian Whyte and all things Dillian, we have an expert Dillian Whyte, evaluator, someone who knows about Dillian Whyte on our panel, and that's Trill Dollar Bill. Trill, what are your thoughts on this?
AKA Trill Nostradamus.
Trill Nostradamus predicted that Dillian Whyte was never going to get it, never going to get it. Okay, so let's go, Trill.
Dillian. You know why they all calling you out, right, Dillian? Don't be a fool, Dillian. Don't be a fool. These people, they just want to get paid. They want money. They know you from the UK. They know the bag is better. Of course, he was sitting there. Yeah, Luis Ortiz, he want to fight anybody. He want to fight anybody. He don't care who it is. You know what I'm saying? Look, he's old. You know, him and Bob got a few summers left. He's trying to get as much money as he possibly can, you know. Dillian, listen, I can't tell you what to do, man. I can only suggest. And I just want you to just rest that chin, please. Rest that chin, wait for Povetkin, get that get back, and we can move on with your career. You know, I don't want you to go in there with another guy and your chin ain't fully healed and this old guy taps you, you know? I just really think you need to rest, man. I'm not talking about the punch. Everybody's talking about the punch. I'm not talking about the punch. I'm talking about you hitting your head on the back of that canvas. On my downtime, I do a lot of reading. That's right. I'm not a criminal. I can read, you know? And I was reading this thing about concussions, and then there was this thing about hitting the back of your head and then the shock of movement. That's why I'm concerned about a Dillian Whyte, not from the uppercut, from the fact that when he hit his head on the back of that canvas and bounced off. Dillian, it's not wrong with taking the time. You should just take the time so we can get the best Dillian possible. I don't want it to be poor Dillian no more. Somebody even said it in the comments section. He said, the poor Dillian is starting to get played out. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not when there's still bad luck for poor Dillian. And if he goes in there again without letting that chin heal, we're going to be sitting here saying poor Dillian again. And I don't want it to be poor Dillian again. I'm just suggesting that you take the time necessary. I'm not saying you got to wait 2 years or something. I'm just saying just wait until Povetkin is ready, you ready, and you can get your get back. But I can't tell you how to feel, you know? I can't tell you how to feel and what to do. I'm just suggesting.
Ned? Oh, well, actually, yeah, Ned. Go ahead, Ned. Let Ned rock it out.
I agree with Truz, though. Like, yo, Dillian, you don't got to fight right now. Like, you lost your contention status because you took an unnecessary fight, and you don't need to take another unnecessary fight. You have just wait for Povetkin, heal up, get back in the ring, work on what you perfect your craft because you thought you had it in the Povetkin 1 fight, and then work on that for the second fight. No need to go take an unnecessary fight because Luis Ortiz may be an old dog, but he's still a live dog, and he can catch you as well, the same as Povetkin did. And we don't want to see that. We don't want to see you get hurt again. And we just want you to be 100% when Povetkin comes back. And yeah, that's it. Like, don't take unnecessary fights, man.
All right, G.
I disagree with Trill and Ned. You know what I mean? Listen, I love this energy. Man, go for it. You know, and this is why. Yo, I don't see any of these guys giving him an opportunity to get them belts. So to me, it's like, why put yourself on hold? Why put your career on hold? He's already in his 30s. You know, like, these guys might shut him out. So get the opportunity to fight big names now. He's already a household name in the UK, and he's pretty popular now here in the US. You know what I mean? Just get top 10 fights wherever you can get them. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I'm not saying he's like a Chisora. You know what I'm saying? But even Chisora got a following, where Chisora knows the O2, he going to sell that out. Dillian the same way. So it's like, yo, Dillian, man, honestly, I just want to see you with big fights. If that means Joseph Parker, if that means Andy Ruiz, if that means Luis Ortiz, man, take them fights. Me personally, when we talked about, you know, the three names that they had, like Wilder, Ortiz, or Ruiz, I was like, take the Ortiz fight because that's the safest fight for you. Like, it's still a big name. If you beat him up, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still up there, you know what I mean? So it's a good look for him, and I think he could actually win. You know, like, it'll be a good fight. Now, however, though,
if he lose, that's what I was saying, G.
Now I'm gonna get to if he loses.
And right now he still got that contendership set. All he got to do is wait for the rematch with Povetkin. It's still there.
Yeah, that's true.
Still there. Don't lose again.
Nah, but Trill, think about this.
It's gonna be damn Dillian.
Think about this. Let's just say Tyson Fury becomes undisputed. You really think Tyson Fury gonna want to keep undisputed? It's just an accolade to Tyson Fury. So Tyson Fury get it. He got it. Then he goes, I don't want these belts no more.
But then he gets to fight for the vacant WBC.
That is true too. But he's, I mean, hey, man,
you gotta chill. I know what it is. G, you just want to see him out there.
With the heavyweight division, man, I just want to see fights, man. I feel like people are so like hell bent on becoming champion that we don't get to see big fights. Me, that's a big fight. You know what I mean? Ortiz versus Dillian Whyte in the heavyweight division. That's what's up, man. Keep the same energy. Yo, I like Dillian for that, man. You know what I'm saying? So, Dillian, take this fight. However, and this is a big however, if you lose to another AARP member, you might want to consider retirement, right? You know what I'm saying? So, you can't let these old heads body bag you out here in these rings. So, with Ortiz, take that fight extremely serious. Be hella cautious. Don't let this southpaw violate you and do you greasy out here in these streets like Povetkin did. Just win. And that would be a huge fight. It'd be great for your career, great for your resume, you know, and just keep doing that. Because then I think what it will be is like, yo, certain guys don't need to be hell-bent on mandatories and, oh, well, I can't get this fight because of this and all of that. He could just be like, yo, you know what? I'm moving beyond all of that. The WBC don't love me. That's cool. We just gonna get the big fights and get the big paydays. Just keep doing what you do, bro. This is where me and Dillian, we finally see eye to eye, man. Get them big fights. Forget this whole mandatory talk. And even maybe you can still be on that mandatory talk, but maintain these big fights because that's what really matters. Nobody cares about you waiting 1,000 days for mandatory slots. We want to see you in the ring banging.
I am not surprised that G has a take like that. Typically, Trill, and like for those you don't know, like me and Trill, like we grew up together. We watched boxing together, like most of our lives. So that's why, like, we see boxing like 80% the same, and then there's like that 20% where we don't. And it usually is because Trill's more cautious with fighters than I am. I'm like, well, hey, they want to fight, let them fight.
I'll be like, they got 5 years to let it marinate.
Nah, but he shouldn't do like this to do it. That's like one of the areas where we don't always see eye to eye is like, you know, when a fight should happen, should a fight get sanctioned, how long someone should rest. But I actually agree with Trill on this one. Trill's right. It's one of the times where I agree with Trill. Dillian, they are calling you out for a reason. They saw you flat on your back. They saw you doing the dead bug, cuz. That's why they're calling you out. You don't understand that? You said it yourself, Dillian. Look at your quote. Break down your quote. When I was looking to fight these guys, none of them wanted to fight me. And now everyone's calling me out because they saw you get knocked out, bro. That's what happens. When you get knocked out, now they all are, empowered. They're all emboldened. They feel like, you know what? I'll take him out too. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder's like, if my right hand hit him, he won't get back up. Right? Luis Ortiz is like, if Povetkin's old behind can hit him, I'm only a few years older than him. So, I can get up in there and snuff him. And so, you got G.
A low blow.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, but you got G who's saying, oh, I want you to fight Luis Ortiz. It's the Wilder fanboy and G.
I thought he was going to go with this angle.
Check this out. Hey, yo, don't make me have to get Ned in this. Don't make me have to get Ned in this.
No, I'm ready to jump in,
Pardon me. With my
I've been seeing Ned's face this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Ned's been waiting to unleash.
It's like, tag me in. Tag me in.
Like, anytime you need it, I'm ready to lay it down. No. What's the fanboy in Wilder? I'm going to tell you why. See, he wants Luis Ortiz to fight Dillian because it protects Wilder. See, Wilder doesn't run the risk of getting knocked out by one of those left hooks. Wilder doesn't run the risk of losing. And Wilder still gets to do his thing trying to get the fight with Fury, right? So it protects Wilder. You see, Wilder gets to take an easier fight than Dillian. He wants Luis Ortiz to fight Dillian because if Dillian Whyte beats Luis Ortiz, it's just whatever. Okay, Wilder beat Luis Ortiz too. Y'all said that win was whack. But if Luis Ortiz beats Dillian, it will legitimize Wilder's win over Luis Ortiz. And see, that's what the Wilder fans really want. They want Luis Ortiz to go beat Dillian so they can say, see, he couldn't beat Wilder because Wilder beat Ortiz and Ortiz just beat Dillian. Although I've already pointed out several times, cross comparisons do not exist. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is if Wilder did it. But somehow when Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua, Wilder fans automatically made it seem like Deontay Wilder did it. Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua and it automatically became, now Wilder would have beat him. Imagine what Wilder would have done to him. So in that case now, since Fury knocked out Wilder, imagine if AJ hits him. AJ will not. You see, that's why this cross comparison stuff is dumb. But really what Wilder fans want is they want to legitimize Deontay Wilder's biggest win of his career. So if Luis Ortiz fights Dillian Whyte and he wins, it legitimizes Wilder's win. If he fights Dillian Whyte and he loses, it's nothing because Wilder already beat him. But G said something. He said, keep the same energy. And the big fights in the heavyweight division haven't been happening. But that's not Dillian Whyte's fault. And it certainly is not Anthony Joshua's fault. Dillian Whyte has fought Joseph Parker. He fought Oscar Rivas. He fought Alexander Povetkin. He fought Derek Chisora. He fought Lucas Brown. Huh?
Well, AJ also.
I'm getting that. That's my point. Mm-hmm. He has fought all the best fighters in the division. Rest on that, Dillian. You don't need to prove anything else, Dillian. You've already fought the best. You got victories that Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury don't have. You got victories over legitimate fighters that these guys don't have. Okay? So you don't need to go out there proving nothing to anyone. Only thing you need to do is beat Povetkin, Dillian. That's it. You've done enough. Rest on your laurels. When they say, oh, why don't you fight one of these guys? Why don't you fight? You should say to them, why hasn't Deontay Wilder fought Joseph Parker? Why hasn't Deontay Wilder fought Oscar Rivas? Why has Deontay Wilder not fought Anthony Joshua? Guess who's fought all those guys? Me. How can you say I'm the reason the big fights aren't happening? I am the one chasing big fights. You see, I have another big fight coming up. That's what I'm focused on. Get these guys in some big fights. Deontay Wilder has one real big fight, Tyson Fury, and he's afraid to even get into that. So, Dillian, listen to Trill. He's giving you solid advice. Trill Nostradamus is giving you solid advice. All you got to do is beat Povetkin and you're back in the fray. No, don't risk it. Then you learn taking fights you didn't have to take already. We get it, bro. You got a big heart. You've already proved it. You've been making the big fights. Big fights are not happening in the heavyweight division. It's not Dillian Whyte's fault. It's not Joshua's fault. You got to look at the other heavyweights for that. Beat Povetkin. That's what you should be focused on, because Povetkin figured out how to knock you out, and he's going to try to figure out how to knock you out again. If you can't avoid those uppercuts, which seem to be your Achilles heel, you will be knocked out again. So spend all that time trying to find a hitch, trying to find a way you can spot Povetkin's uppercut. Watch all the tapes of Povetkin, and every time you see him throw an uppercut, here's what you need to do. Go back and look at how he set it up. Go back and look at how he set it up. Go back and look at how he set it up. See, this is like an exam, right? If you ever taken like exams, like, you know, some serious, strong, complicated exams, like a bar exam, for example, where they have very difficult multiple choice, what you have to do is you have to look at the structure, because they try to trap you in the same ways. See, they'll lead you down a road and then they'll trick you. They bring you to a fork in the road and they trick you to go the wrong way. But the setups become the same once you recognize them. When you do enough, when you break down the answer. See, some people will get an answer right, and so they say, I got this answer right, so I know it. And then they won't review it as if they got it wrong. They won't review the explanation for every single choice and make sure they got it right for the right reason. So then they see a similar question, but except they change a little something, and that's how they go wrong. You need to look at all the ways Povetkin has set people up for the uppercuts. You should find someone, say, give me every video of every uppercut Povetkin has ever landed, and you should be watching it. And then you should watch the setups for that. And then so that way, next time you fight Povetkin, you'll be better equipped to avoid the uppercut. That's what you should be spending your time doing. Don't fight any of these other guys. You've already done enough, Dillian. Trust me.
Nailed the nail right on the top.
Crooked finger Ned, right quick. Yeah, listen, I promise y'all, I was not thinking anything about Deontay Wilder when I made that suggestion of Ortiz out of the three. I thought out of the three, that would be the easiest fight for Dillian Whyte, because I don't want to see Dillian Whyte get knocked out right now. I actually want him to win, because I feel like it'll be a good look for his career. I like the fact that Dillian's in like the top 5, because now you can make like some great fights. Ortiz, to me, is like, he's kind of old. He's kind of on his way out. So I'm hoping Dillian will beat Luis Ortiz, because, you know, Luis Ortiz is pretty much a done deal. So Wilder had nothing to do with my consideration, although Caden did make a little cute argument that I was like, if I was thinking about Wilder in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. However, I promised everybody I was not. I literally was looking after Dillian Whyte's career. I best believe that. Go ahead, True.
I've known G most of my life. I know how G thinks. I know the little conniving ways G set stuff up. I know some of the way G is going to try to set stuff up before he even knows. Okay.
Now watch the comments. Yeah. That's that Wilder in you. I'm like, oh, come on, yo.
G, this was Wilder influence. That's all I'm going to say.
Dillian, please listen to us and fall back. The eyes are low, but they know. Please like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And also, check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.
We need to see your eyes, Trill. We need to see your eyes, Trill.
We could have been flawless, flying up to make people's mouths drop jawless. How can 2 years be erased in 1 August? And you know I have my pride, so I had to get brolic. All in all, I can't call it. Just know you're my queen. Wish I was denim, cause then I be in your jeans. Can't fight fate, and you've been loving me since your teens. But when you can't move forward, you gotta wipe your slate clean.